Activists.
It's not about the 20-inch rims or what you riding in. It's about this music that we love, you know, and a lot of people died for, if you want to be in all actuality.
The hip-hop culture is not about hoes and bitches and smoking blunts and how many drugs you can sell. The hip-hop culture is about peace, love, and having fun.
Well, this is through a lot of hard work, through the Universal Zulu Nation of many years of being true to the hip-hop culture and working with the great Senator Espada, who officially went into the Senate and pushed for Hip Hop History Month.
You know, 80s, very early 80s, obviously that's when finally hip-hop started, coming on the radio more and more, and you started to see, hip-hop on the radio. And then obviously you had Sugar Hill Gang, and, come out and do their thing with their record, and it blew up and became big. And then all of a sudden it was on American Bandstand and on Soul Train, and now all of a sudden, Middle America started to see what this was and this movement. So now it moved out of the Bronx and out of New York and started moving across the country, because now visually people started to see, and also on the radio people started to hear a little bit. So now kids in other places started to get into it. So more kids from other places started getting into rap and getting into b-boy again. So now all of a sudden it's exploding, exploding, exploding.
The Universal Zulu Nation has sold hundreds and thousands of cassette tapes throughout the city of New York. And then we started spreading it out through the tri-state area of Connecticut, New Jersey. Then we started heading further south to Maryland and DC, and then to other parts in Europe and many other places. That's how the cassettes started traveling.
Tapes, Flash used to sell tapes.
Yeah, the first mixtape.
Yeah, Flash used to sell the tapes, and and they give shout outs and all. I mean, you could buy them like a lot of them over the internet. I don't know how they sell them on tapes or CDs, however they do it now. The Flash used to sell tapes of the shows and, little mixtapes or whatever,
Then all of a sudden, I believe it was '83, a guy by the name of Charlie Stetler, who's the guy who single-handedly brought the Fresh Fest across the country, with Swatch as the sponsor, which nobody ever had a sponsor ever for hip-hop. And this man went in there and got a lot of money to sponsor this tour, which had, Dynamic Breakers, Rocksteady Crew. Fresh Fest was the first tour and by far the best hip-hop tour ever to go out on the road.
Someone yell out, yo! Someone went to the stage to make us speak about the new style of living I was gonna see. Yeah, y'all remember this song? Sing along, everybody! Say what? I love him, baby! Yeah, yeah.
Well, after rap got really big, it was easy for people to say, okay, I'm gonna stop selling drugs and I'm gonna go make a record, because everybody was into hip-hop, whether he was a school kid, whether he was going to college, whether he was a drug dealer.
That's when hip-hop shows were real shows too. It was just like, it was more than just watching somebody rock back and forth on the stage and just rhyme. I mean, it was a show. And nobody did it better than like Run and LL, Public Enemy. Their stage show was the most amazing thing to ever see in my life.
Make me wonder how I keep them going under. Say it as loud as you can. It's like a jungle sometimes. It make me wonder how I keep them going under. Check it out. A child is born with no state of mind, blind to the ways of mankind. God is smiling on you, but he's frowning too, cause only God knows what you'll go through. And you'll grow in the ghetto, living second rate. Your eyes will sing a song of deep hate. The places you play and where you stay looks like one great big alleyway. You'll admire all the...
We help create like an industry that allows so many people to work and have jobs, you know what I mean? It's to create, it's like an empire out of somebody where you don't have to be a college graduate to get in this business and become a multi-millionaire.
You could start to see the movement going, Dougie Fresh, Biz Markie, EPMD, Public Enemy, I mean, Big Daddy Kane, KRS-One, I mean, it was just Schoolie D, it was a melting pot of MCs that were coming out of New York, and the culture was still a culture, because you still had the b-boying, you still had the DJing. And then all of a sudden, as the end of the 80s came, then you had the West Coast coming in. At the end of the 80s, then the DJ wasn't as important anymore. Then the DJ really wasn't. You started to see less and less groups that had a DJ in the back, or if they did have a DJ in the back, they really weren't DJing because this new technology came out called the DAT recorder. And then everybody started to put their shows on DAT and they didn't need a DJ anymore.
I don't know if people are familiar with hip hop, but the group called the Funky Four MCs plus one more, KK Rockwell, Keith Caesar, Jazzy Jeff, Little Rodney C, and my sister Shy Rock. Well, their DJs was called DJ Breakout and DJ Baron. But DJ African Bambaata's very first party that he ever gave was hip-hopping in this center. DJ Breakout was not this, he was a b-boy then. Me, him, and this brother right here, Armin Henderson, we were rivals against the other side of town where I come from, as far as dancing and so forth. And we had a big thing up here on the dance tip, and we did our thing in here.
That's right.
And that's what really started making people on my side of town, which is the South Bronx, Boston Road, to Washington Avenue.
We was tearing people up.
Start realizing over here, right?
Our little break
For real.
thing.
A lot of people say that rap is the new drug game. There's a lot of competition, and there's a lot of money at stake. And whereas back in the day where Bambaataa was saying, instead of fighting, let's have an MC battle or a DJ battle. But nowadays, the stakes are so high that these guys, they come into the rap business with the drug mentality. If I say your rhymes are fake, your record's fake, and your crew is weak, these guys really take it literally personal. Or if I see you in a club, I'm gonna shoot you. Or if I see you in a club, I'm gonna beat you down. Or you don't be disrespecting me. And they're forgetting this is hip hop, this is rap, this is DJing, this is about creativity.
A few things discouraged me from the hip hop business. It was the fact that twice I was robbed of my material. Yes, I was robbed of my material.
I didn't know I could sue because nobody ever told me so. And I pretty much put the thing out of my mind until I heard it on the radio. And every station playing hip hop to the hippie, people running up to me in the street saying we heard your rhymes on the radio. They robbed you and they...
Even in the early days of Run DMC, we had a big gang fight in Long Beach where the Crips and Bloods came in. They love rap, they love Run DMC, but it was just bad that these two groups were in the same place at the same time, so eventually things was going to happen.
It's just a lot of the gangster rap started to come out. I mean, I don't want to ever say it's a West Coast thing or an East Coast thing. It kind of came a combination of both sides.
That light, a wildin' miners pushing Land Rovers, the diners, hammering bone with diamonds, shining my gear like lighters. The skull sign for crimes, the bloody X for rhymes, a miner ready to die. So let hell arise, surprise. My whole team blowing up with me. All of us flooded with G, fucking through talking, so just be. Cause this crazy ass lust for big heads. Got a serving heads, 1 and 1 from sun to darkness. As I walk this corrupt line through life, knowing things I do ain't right, it's all good. I live in pre-prime, sipping naughty all the time, high times, loving pepperhead. For them women that fill my bed, I make them beg for forgiveness. For holding out, perfect poem be about business. Freaking believe them twisted, holding their stomach. Mad cash I want it, so somebody's got it running like a robbery.
It's easy for you to pick up a gun and shoot somebody. But it's not easy for you to figure out how can I beat this guy one-on-one on a microphone. And so basically what happened is a lot of these people coming out of the hood is bringing the street drug dealer gang mentality into the rap business. And that's what's making us revert back to the senseless violence that you see prevalent.
I loved the music. I did it for the love of the music, but I also had to feed my kids. So my thing was I had to go to get a job.
In New York, and the graffiti scene, you know, got killed when the subway's cars weren't getting hit anymore because they put the graffiti-proof subway cars. You know, the dancing started to go down a little bit, and now all of a sudden, and then MTV just kept making the videos and videos and videos of the rap videos, and then all of a sudden the culture got very diluted.
As long as you got talent, you know, it's never too late for you. You can always you can always come out whenever you feel like it, as long as you got talent. And eventually, I will get back into the game, but on better grounds, with more knowledge of the business.
Hip-hop is a positive way of life. What the hell are these guys doing, bringing it nonsense back into the game? I know, especially for people like Bambaataa, it's got to be disappointing. It's like, what are you guys doing?
What began as a positive and creative way for kids from the Bronx to overcome the violence and poverty in their neighborhood has become a worldwide phenomenon and a billion-dollar industry. Record labels jumped at the chance to sell rap music, making it the most profitable music genre in the world today. But the success has brought corruption and a divergence from the essence of hip-hop culture. Ironically, competing labels get caught up in the violence the culture tried to get away from. The true essence of the culture is often misrepresented in popular rap music. Current rap artists have forgotten the message of the founding fathers of hip-hop.
I mean, the main difference between hip-hop then and hip-hop now is hip-hop was more integrated as far as the elements of hip-hop. When you thought about DJing, I mean, when you thought about rhyming or rapping, what they call now, you automatically pictured a DJ. And you automatically saw B-boys, you know what I mean, and thought about graffiti. I mean, the whole scene came to mind. It was more, you know, about the whole scene of hip-hop, as opposed to today where it's just the most marketable element, which is the rap element, and you constantly inundated with images, you know, directed towards that and projecting that, and not the other elements. Which in the total makeup of the culture of hip hop, each element is just as important as the next.
The difference is the money. You know, see, back then when it was hip hop and everything, it was the fun. It was the enjoyment out of it. Now you got, you know, rappers coming out. It's about the money, straight up and down. It's about who making the money. Then you got this one telling stories about this one, so they could come out and make money. It's all about the money. Back then, the difference to me, that's the only difference. It's about they getting the money down, and you wasn't getting the money then. But the love, some rappers now, they still had a love for it. You know what I mean? But it's all about the money. That's the difference that I see. But some of them come out and they still got the love for it. But it's all about the money, though.
But in the scheme of marketing and stuff like that, rap is the most, you know, marketable and money-making thing.
Music is calms savage beats. When you get upset and everything, it cools you down. When we play our music is that when we spit rhymes, when we first started spitting rhymes, it was positive rhymes. I don't know what happened to it. It flipped over. Why? I do not know. But what we're trying to do now is correct it. That's why we're coming back together again and trying to let people know that we're now trying to show y'all that it's time to stop this violence.
Hip-hop is hurting right now. It's time for the tables to change and come back to a conscious rap, conscious message, because this materialistic world, this materialistic thing going on in this industry is going to cause this industry to go to waste, and that's what's happening. So it has to come back to the creators of hip-hop.
See, hip-hop was more creative back in the early days. We made up things to rhyme about. You understand what I'm saying? We made up stories and stuff. We created things that didn't really happen and created scenarios and tried to draw pictures for people and let them see it through our rhymes, you know? I know I did.
It's like a baby, he growing up, he got a little mature. It's like a teenager, you know what I'm saying? Get his first little thing, he gonna get wild. That's what's happening with hip-hop. That's how I feel about hip-hop right now. I'm almost sure that it will grow. When it get about 30 years, it'll mature, you know what I'm saying? And it'll calm down.
We, in the beginning, try to create great music, you know, clean music. And throughout the years, it took a little turn, but, you know, we still here, so we're gonna try to change the game back around.
Hip-hop, or rap, if you will, now is in its adolescence, and so, you know, like all adolescents, you know, they're a little rough around the edges and that sort of thing, and then eventually these cats will mellow out, and you know, it'll be time for the next set. So, you know, we'll see what happens with the music. It's developing.
Cats like me, our tapes was platinum. Like guys got platinum records out here. We sold tapes in the street, and you can't tell me our joints wasn't platinum because everybody had a Cold Crush tape.
I mean, I remember guys like Funkmaster Wizzy Wes, you know, guys like that. I mean, you know, guys that was really on the street level. They were like the kings, you know, and they're like